What you just heard was outlawed, not by NASCAR's rulebook, but by a corporate decree. This is the true story of an engine so powerful that it was unjust banned from competition. It was erased from history by the very company that built it. This is the story of Chevrolet's forbidden 427 mystery motor, the outlawed masterpiece that terrified the competition, angered NASCAR, and nearly blew apart the politics of American racing, and the renegade genius who risked everything to run it. In 1963, deep inside General Motors' experimental engineering division, a monster was born, the Chevrolet 427 mystery motor. It was conceived in secrecy, designed to rewrite the physics of airflow, and refined under the hands of a rebellious innovator who changed racing forever, Henry Smokey Yunick. America's muscle car wars were rumbling just beneath the surface. At Chevrolet's technical center in Warren, Michigan, a place engineers quietly called the War Room, a special team began working on something unprecedented. A big block V8 unlike anything Detroit had ever attempted. The Mark II. To the outside world, it would be known only as the mystery motor. The key was its radical canted valve cylinder heads. Instead of traditional geometry, these valves were tilted, offset, and staggered, creating straight-shot intake ports that swallowed air like a hurricane. The combustion chamber ignited with volcanic ferocity. It didn't just mimic Chrysler's HEMTT, evolved past it. On paper, it was 427 cubic inches. In reality, it was a controlled explosion with pistons attached. But a revolutionary engine needs a revolutionary to unleash it. Chevrolet needed Smokey Yunick, the black hat genius of Daytona Beach. Part mechanic, part scientist, part outlaw. He was a man who didn't just find loopholes in the rulebook, he created them. If anyone could transform a raw prototype into an unstoppable weapon, it was Smokey. By early 1963, a handful of prototype engines were quietly delivered to select teams. Smokey shut himself inside his cluttered, smoke-filled workshop, treating the mystery motor like a piece of forbidden technology. He modified it, refined it, and reimagined it, reshaping components in ways no manual had ever suggested. To Smokey, this wasn't an engine, it was a warhead. At Daytona, tension rippled through the garage. Mechanics stole glances at Smokey's car. They saw those bizarre valve angles, that alien-looking intake, and they heard the deep, violent rumble of an engine that sounded nothing like a Chevy 409. Junior Johnson was chosen to drive it, a fearless force of nature behind the wheel. When the green flag dropped, the effect was immediate. Johnson didn't just accelerate, he launched. The mystery motor hurled the car down the straightaways with shocking authority. Ford engines looked prehistoric beside it. Fans were stunned. Commentators stumbled over their words. Rival crews watched in awe, realizing they were witnessing the future of power. Then, everything collapsed. Just as the mystery motor began proving its dominance, General Motors issued a command from the highest levels. End all racing involvement, shut down all performance programs. No exceptions. The U.S. government had begun scrutinizing GM for monopoly behavior, and executives feared that racing domination would trigger federal retaliation. Overnight, Chevrolet's racing division went dark. Engines were locked away. Files were sealed. Budgets were eliminated. The mystery motor, the most powerful engine Chevrolet had ever created, was abandoned. But Smokey Yunick didn't obey orders. He never had. He continued running the engine, continued refining it, and continued battling NASCAR inspectors who tore his car apart, searching for violations. They never found anything illegal, because Smokey operated in the gray areas no one else even knew existed. The storm kept building. Ford accelerated development of its own 427 high-riser. Corporate spies roamed pit lanes. Every race became an arms race. And then came the 1963 Charlotte 400, the breaking point. Junior Johnson and Smokey's mystery motor Chevy stormed the field with overwhelming force. But the engine was still experimental, still volatile, still living on the edge of physics. And then it happened. A catastrophic internal explosion tore through the engine at speed, a violent mechanical failure that ended the race, stunned the crowd, and confirmed everyone's fear. The mystery motor was too advanced, too raw, and too dangerous for its own time. After Charlotte, GM buried the project permanently. The Mark II was never put into mass production. The files were shelved. The engines disappeared. But its legacy survived, because the mystery motor became the blueprint for something even bigger. The Chevrolet Mark IV Big Block, the legendary 396, 427, and 454 engines that powered an entire era of American muscle. The outlawed experiment became the father of giants. And Smokey Yunick, he walked away the same way he lived, unbroken, unapologetic, and undefeated in the art of bending reality to his will. You've just heard the truth about the engine Chevrolet erased from history, and the renegade who refused to let it die. If you enjoy deep dive stories like this, make sure you subscribe to TurboFile for more forgotten engines, hidden technology, and outlaw stories from the golden age of speed.